Washington's birthday sales event at Valenti Subaru. All new 25 Subaru Forester hybrids get $1,500 off plus 0% financing for 75 months. Come test drive the all-new redesigned 26 Subaru Outback. Over 20 pre-loved Subarus in stock with a complimentary 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty.
She's there. She's everywhere. She's everywhere. She's a man about town and she knows what's going down.
I just heard that lyric. She knows what's going down. I don't have the foggiest idea what's going down today. My head's still wrapped around last week's snowstorm. A lot of people, we got out of sync with what we were supposed to be doing, and now we're playing catch up. Welcome to Man About Town. I am Rona Mann, and we are brought to you joyfully and happily by Valenti Subaru at Dunn's Corners. The wonderful Valenti people. Valenti means love. And Bruce Morrow wanted me to tell everybody, yes, we still have 2025s. Brand new. We want them off the lot. So they are making great deals. And yes, they've got all the new 2026s as well. So stop by, see Bruce, see one of his guys. They give you a great, great deal all the time. And we're so happy to have Valenti Subaru sponsor Man About Town. We're also happy to have the library people. I always refer to you guys as the library twins, but Bill Lancelotti's not with us today. But we have Amanda, don't tell me, Wagner?
Yes.
Ah, God, it's the only thing I've remembered in a week and a half.
Understandable.
And you are the marketing lady.
I am. Yes.
And if you have been with us for a while watching Man About Town, you also know that if Bill or Brigitte gets stuck on what date was that or what was this, and all of a sudden Brigitte will go, oh, Amanda says, well, this is Amanda says. So everything you're here today is going to be completely accurate. I want to hold that up just for a minute,
Yeah.
Amanda. This is the Chronicle that you can get for free by stopping in at the library or asking to be added to the list. Go online, and it lets you know there's a new one every month. It lets you know everything that's going on at the library. And there's a lot always. Tell us what's going on.
And this is the major highlights for the month. There's so much more going on. So I just want to remind people.
There always is.
Yeah. And
I'm looking forward to Saturday, ice cream or gelato.
Gelato.
I'm probably
Rescheduled.
jumping the gun.
That's
so.
rescheduled because of the
Yes,
snow.
because of snow. But
yeah.
There's going to be a very large crowd.
Yes.
Anyway, I know I'm jumping the gun. So you guys can start. I don't know if you're going to start with hanging at the Hoxie tonight or because we're all the way into the fourth.
Yeah, we do have a couple of programs this evening. Hanging in the Hoxie, we have a father-daughter duo. Italy Scene, drawings by Josephine and Brian Dugan. Brian studied abroad in Italy and elsewhere, and he has captured basically 20 years of a collection of drawings.
20 years worth?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They we just had a programming team meeting, and Brian's wife is actually the teen librarian, Lynn Dugan, and she's kind of been on the sidelines of their install, but they've been pretty active since Saturday getting everything in there. But there's a total of 400 drawings that they've hung in the space.
400 are
Yes.
at the Hoxie right now.
Yes. Yes.
Yipe.
Yes.
So
It's quite a sight. So that's the opening.
are
is
these
this
all
evening.
black and white type drawings?
Yeah, it's all pen and ink.
Oh,
So
love
some of the
those.
ink is like brown.
So sepia
Red.
as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Great.
And that's tonight from 5 to 7 is the opening, and they will be in the space. You can view their pieces during regular library hours through March
How long does it take
27th.
them to hang 400.
Well, they started on Saturday.
Slept overnight.
Yeah. Basically from then until this early
10
afternoon.
minutes ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Final touches, you know. usually
that's
the day of,
incredible.
but
So
yeah.
every one of these is in a frame?
no.
Okay.
You'll have to go view it to really capture. Not everything is framed in the slightest, but it's quite a sight the way that they've laid everything out, especially that many pieces, all different sizes.
So they have a real artistic bent.
Yes.
And is it of objects, of people, of architecture, or
architecture? It's largely like what am I trying to sculptures and architecture that they've seen in their travels, and he also taught. So
architecture.
Yeah. In Italy.
In Italy.
Yeah.
So they actually lived in Italy for a long time?
He did, and
ask Amanda. She'll give you an answer.
Yeah. Well, they both provided really great extensive bios. So we didn't include it right here in the Chronicle, but we did link back to our website where you can find more about each of their
So she
experience.
got great DNA, didn't she, from her dad?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds terrific.
Yeah. He works with other mediums too. I know he does pottery locally.
So he will. This will be up for a month.
Yes, through the. It'll be removed Friday the 27th.
So if you are not able to go tonight, it opens at 5, right? The opening reception. If you are not able to go tonight, you've got the months, and you should go see this. This sounds very unique.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, Brigitte, what do you have? Top that.
Well, I don't know if we can. What else do we have going on this evening?
This evening, in partnership with the Ocean Community Chamber of Commerce, they have organized a series of programs titled American Roots, Stars, Stripes, and Small Business Stories. And this is sort of in celebration of the America's 250th. And this evening, we have Alex Nunes, who's the executive editor of the Westerly Sun, speaking on Westerly's paper of record. He'll speak about the rich history of the Westerly Sun newspaper, followed by a Q&A.
Oh, that's good.
Tonight at 5:30. It's only 30 minutes. 5:30 to 6.
Is that because he ran out of material or what?
Unless they're anticipating, if there's more question and answer, I'm sure.
Yeah. The series in general, they seem to all be, there's 3 of them. 2 will be at the library, and there's one that's held elsewhere.
I think at the Babcock Smith House.
Yes. And they're all 30 minutes. So
I know I read about it in the paper because I knew there were 3, and I knew Alex was one of them. I thought he was tomorrow night. I didn't realize he was tonight.
It's tonight.
Yeah. We also, I don't want to gloss over anything for tonight, but I did want to mention that we have a ribbon cutting for the Highland Grills food recovery fridge at the library.
Oh, explain to people. They were on the air with us a few weeks ago. They explained about the food recovery fridge and where it was. I know they had a ribbon cutting on the north end.
Yes.
They've gotten a lot of publicity lately. They won the chowder contest Saturday. I was there.
Did you have any lobster chowder?
I did.
Oh,
they're amazing. I waited a long time. It was the only one that had a line completely around their vehicles, around the movie theater and around another building. And it got cold after a while. It was nice and warm when we got there, but it was worth it. It definitely was. So explain what that is, because I know Jamie did when he was here, and it's such a good thing.
I don't want to get this wrong, so excuse me if I do, but from my understanding, the culinary students put together meals using the food that they already use, so it doesn't go to waste.
Right.
And they'll be creating meals for others that have food insecurities. And stocking a fridge on a weekly basis for people who need meals to come and get for free.
You did it perfectly. They'd be proud of you. Now, and it's such a great community thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe they got a grant for that.
They did. And the class of 1971 funded the refrigerator that's in the library.
Oh, that's great. So now they have 3 locations.
Mhm.
Because they have
Yes.
one at the police substation
Mhm.
and then one at the substance abuse place, I
I think
believe.
it's the same.
Oh, you're right.
And they have
that
one
is.
at the school.
At the school.
Yes.
Yeah.
And students are able to take meals, or anyone. I'm sure people that work there, if they need food.
Yeah, they said
And-
anyone in the community, if they need a
Yeah.
meal, they can go in, no
Yeah.
questions asked.
Yes. And
As long as, until it runs out.
right. And, same at the library. It's available all hours that we're open. From my understanding, they'll be stocking it on Wednesdays and cleaning it out on Mondays.
Where in the library is it?
So it's on the first floor near the restrooms.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. So it's easy for people to get in and out then.
Yes. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, we're really excited. Proud
should
to
be.
host. It's a great,
Again, it's,
great program.
the library is so dedicated to the community. So it's really win-win
It is.
for the community too.
And the ribbon cutting is tomorrow, as she mentioned it.
Friday.
I've told her since this morning. For some reason, this week I've been a day off, so I.
No,
continue to
I
think
like your
today is
idea.
Thursday.
I'm
Yeah.
ready for the weekend.
It's Friday at 10 a.m. So
Okay.
And it's free and open to the public. So if anyone wants to come, they're more than welcome.
Good.
Yeah.
I'd love to jump ahead to our current artist in residence,
Who's coming back? He's a
Yeah.
rerun, isn't
Yes,
he?
he
Yes.
is. He's a returning artist, writer, director Dave Solomon. He joined us February 17th. He's been with us. He'll be here through the end of March. But he is hosting a script reading with local actors next Wednesday, March 11th. With local actors Angela Goethals. They're going to present a live reading of a short film script, followed by a screening of the finished award-winning film. He will then premiere a section of a new work in progress that he is developing with local actor Angela Goethals.
So the award-winning film is his as well?
Yes, it's his.
Wow.
We're going to screen
He's a
it.
multi-talented
Yeah.
guy. We had him
Yeah.
on for a short time.
Mhm.
Yeah,
The last
he's-
time he was here.
He really is, and he's so busy. I don't know how they do what they do. And then they'll discuss and facilitate a Q&A about the other projects he's been a part of. But largely, he's also going to, the script reading is going to be something that he's been working on while in residence. And the other participants are local actors Nicole
Dimite.
DiMattei, Kyle
Ferreira.
Ferreira,
Yeah.
and Russell Soder. I just wanted to point out that they'll be participating. Also, we are requiring registration, which you can find on our website events calendar for that. But that's next Wednesday at 6 p.m.
And of course, there's no charge.
No charge.
Great.
No,
No.
not at all.
And as you mentioned, this Saturday
Mm-hmm.
from 1 to 3 p.m., rescheduled Dante Society program. It's gelato, not ice cream,
Right.
with Melanie Wolf.
Yeah, that's the name of it, right? It's
Mhm.
gelato, not ice cream.
Yes, yes. And,
And Melanie runs the gelato place downtown, correct?
yes, Pompelmo,
Yes.
which is amazing. And she always mixes it up, has different flavors, and she makes it all herself. It's not brought in, and she sells it. So I have some favorites, but I always like to try new ones.
That should be
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rescheduled also, just to note, because it didn't necessarily make the cut here, but the Crafternoon that is typically the first Monday of the month, which is hand-painted candles, is going to be next Monday, March 9th. And I know sometimes when we're here, we miss a couple of the beginning of the week events.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's good.
I remember Bill a couple of times would give a great big, production to something that's happening, and he was saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, that was
It's already
Monday."
happened.
That already happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean, it's still letting you know what your library is doing.
Yes.
And
yes.
just about never a cost for anything. Materials, I don't know how you get it all endowed, but you do.
And Friday, is that the 6th? That's the 6th, right? Is that the 6th?
Yeah.
Friday.
Yes, it is.
I know. I threw you off.
We have our Oscar movie matinee from 1 to 3:45 in the auditorium. I'm not quite sure. Are we doing Hamnet?
Hamnet.
We've already done One Battle After Another. The following Friday will be Sinners and Begonia. Will be Sinners and then Begonia on. Nope, not the
So they're
following Friday.
Mondays and Fridays.
So
So
to-
Sinners will be Monday.
Ugh.
That's okay.
This is like a forerunner to the Oscars.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And isn't it nice? You can see a free movie.
Get them all in before
Do
the
you have
actual
popcorn there?
Oscars.
Maybe?
I don't know if we have popcorn, but you can certainly bring some.
Yes.
Great.
Thursday, March 5th, we've got Wildlife Management Areas 101 with Rydam.
Rhode Island DEM.
Yep. Thursday, March 5th, as I said, 6 to 7 p.m. in the auditorium. Join Rydam's Division of Fish and Wildlife Outreach Team for an intro to state lands, wildlife conservation and RI, and ways to access your state's natural resources. The program is free to attend as always, but registration is required so that staff can prepare materials, and you can register through our reference department or on our website.
You keep that staff working all the time, don't
Yes.
you? I mean, you really move them.
We just have a lot going on this month
Yeah.
too.
We always do. I can't ever
Mm-hmm.
remember Bridget or Bill coming in and saying, well, it's kind of a slow month at the library. It's not a
Yeah.
slow month.
Even
No.
when you think it might be, it really never
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
And on March 14th, which is that a Saturday?
Yes.
From 1 to 2 p.m., you can join the Irish Coastal Club at the library for Irish in America. It's a musical journey celebrating Irish in America. As Irish immigrants captured the heart of the nation with their mix of Irish jigs, ballads, folk songs, storytelling, and humor.
And they are a great group.
Yes.
I got to meet them last year,
Mhm.
and I have a friend who's part of that. And they're just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
They're wonderful people.
Mhm.
And they just keep wanting to teach you that language, that
Right.
Gaelic language. Very difficult
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
remember.
On that note, the Irish Coastal Club, they usually host Irish language classes at the library on the first and third Wednesdays, but they are not doing them this month of March. So
They're too busy with
yes, they
St.
have too
Patrick's
much
Day
else going
stuff.
on.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm surprised you're not cooking corned beef and cabbage over there.
Yeah.
Really?
I know that they have in the past had like a big potluck at their March music event. But they found that hosting in the auditorium for a musical performance lends itself a little bit nicer. So
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think
it
they've
does.
steered
I've
away
been
from
to a
having the
couple
big
of
meals.
yours in the
Yeah.
auditorium, and it
Yeah.
lends itself well.
Yeah. We have Wednesday, March 25th in the auditorium at 5 p.m. We have Westerly Grows on neighborhood food gardens. In this presentation, we will address growing food naturally while enriching the overall landscape ecology in Westerly to allow for a sustainable and regenerative path forward. With in-depth insights gathered from lessons learned during a 5-year neighborhood growing experiment in Bay Spring. I had to look that up. 02806 is Narragansett area. From planning to application to celebration, Westerly Grows will foster the establishment of food growing corridors designed to enhance the overall aesthetic and property value. So that's Wednesday, March 25th.
I wanted to add something because last week we did this show on I'm going to think of it, something yard. Help me, Ben. Yeah. It's like Zoom, okay? We did the show that way.
Oh, yes.
And we had the COO of the Girl Scouts with us. And she talked about on March 14th
Yes.
in the Koi and the pop-up.
Mhm.
If you haven't gotten your Girl Scout cookies yet, get them on the 14th. They'll be right in the pop-up from, I believe it's 10 to 2 or 10 to 4.
Yeah, last
it's
chance they were.
10
Were
to
they
3.
here last month?
Yeah, they were here the 21st, February 21st. And they'll be as Rona said, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the pop-up at Koi.
Okay.
And then we also have coming up after the Girl Scouts, we are partnering with the Warm Center. They're going to be providing a community closet pop-up.
Ooh.
So they're basically bringing their closet to another locale, basically, so they can kind of
Scarves
extend
and gloves
expand,
and underwear and
a
stuff.
little bit of everything. Yeah, the
Good.
hoodies, things that you can dress in layers, but it's going to be available basically for anybody. And they'll be in the space from March 17th to the 21st. The 17th through the 20th, they'll be there 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the 21st, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
This would be a good time to tell people out there who belong to other organizations how they can get their organization in the pop-up.
Yeah. We have a temporary pop-up space that we allow anyone who has, especially a local nonprofit, maybe a small business startup, anyone that wants to get either their name out there or provides resources and information to the community that's necessary. This temporary space.
And what's the procedure? How do they reserve it?
They can reserve it by contacting me.
It's M-E.
Yes.
There's also
there's a page. There's a link on our website.
Oh, there is. Okay,
yes,
good.
To basically apply for this space. If you're certainly a local nonprofit, it's just reaching out to us directly, and we provide it for free. And we basically, it's nearly within library operating hours.
I thought nonprofits had to pay, just paid a little bit.
It depends. I think if it's just information sharing, but if they're selling something,
information and resources, it's not going to cost you anything.
It's a wonderful idea. It really is.
Yeah.
And if you're fairly new to town and you don't know what the pop-up at Koi is, it used to be coffee right inside. And they left and went on to bigger and better things. And they left this small space, and you make very good use of it. I was there for the Friends mini book sale.
Oh, yes.
And got some stuff. I don't know. Time has gone. That was a month ago, wasn't it? It was February.
Yes.
Beginning of February. Yeah. And I've already got books for Christmas. So
that's great.
Yeah.
It's a great
wonderful
space. You see it right through the front main entrance doors. So.
Yep. Wonderful idea.
Yeah. I also wanted to mention on Wednesday, March 18th, the League of Women Voters of South County will be hosting Secretary of State Greg Amore on Rhode Island elections.
It's Amore, by the
way.
Like,
Amore.
It is. Amore.
Thank you.
Spelled like Amore, but it's Amore.
Amore.
Like
Okay.
that's Amore.
And Deputy Secretary Rob Rock will address the current status of elections and provide an overview of the election process in Rhode Island.
If you have never seen Greg Amore, Secretary of State, he's a walking history book. He was a history teacher. He loves history and has since he was a little boy. I have heard him speak a number of times. We had him at the Westerly Rotary Club 2 years ago. He is, I honestly believe at some point down the line, he will be governor of the state. He's really sharp.
Yeah. And it's so important to vote now more than ever.
Yes.
Every single vote counts. So
it certainly does. And he tells it like it is. He's not programmed one way or the other. He doesn't go either side of the aisle or even both sides of the aisle. He goes straight down the aisle. Now, I have a lot of respect for the man. He's excellent. Okay, so before we take our break, what do you have that's a good 5 minutes?
Good 5 minutes.
Well, we can talk about National Craft Month, which is the month of March.
Okay.
So we have essentially every department kind of works together on a theme for the month. We've sort of been doing this for maybe 6 months now, and we all actively try to provide programming for all age groups around that theme. And sometimes it's very, very niche, and sometimes it's really general. But March just so happens to be National Craft Month. And so in the kids department, we've got Take and Makes, their chapters, cookies and coloring club. All of the chapter books each week are themed around crafts.
Do you have, because I know you did, I can remember this from like 2 years ago, where you had on a Saturday all these crafts that people brought in that they didn't want, and the
I'm
public
glad that
could
you
just
brought that up.
come in and grab them.
Yes. So we're organizing. So that was 2 years ago. The Friends actually organized that.
They did.
And then we decided there was a need for it again. So we are hosting that Saturday, March 21st from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m.
So people can just come in. You don't have to pay anything.
You don't have to even donate supplies to take supplies. The drop-off for the supplies begins Monday, March 9th at our circulation desk. And we're taking sort of anything under the sun craft related, really, supplies.
So it can be like the mother saying to the father, get that glitter out of here. I'm tired of cleaning up the kids, the dog, and everything else.
Yeah, we'll take it off your hands.
You'll take the glitter, you'll take thread, ribbon, buttons.
Stamp collections, which we got, I know the Friends got an abundance of that year.
Stamp collections?
The
those.
stamps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So drop off is Monday, March 9th through Wednesday, March 18th, right at our circulation desk. They're collecting. And then the actual supply swap is up in our terrace room on Saturday, March 21st, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Do you want people to bring their own bags, or do you want them donated?
Bring their own bags.
Bring your own bags.
But if you'd like to donate.
We didn't consider that. That's a great idea.
I may very well be bringing you a lot of bags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
That's great.
So if you have markers that you're not using, you know, your kids have outgrown their crayons, you're more than welcome to bring them in, because you know, even if they're broken, some people melt the wax and create new things. So there's endless possibility for paper clips and buttons and, you know,
staples.
Yeah. Yep.
I think I can do that. I think I have a whole couple of boxes of staples I can bring you.
Yeah. My son would be so embarrassed, but
but he's not listening to this.
No, we bought him like a bulk thing of packing tape because he builds so much. He'll put things together with packing tape.
Really?
That's great.
He just built a cat palace.
Why should he be embarrassed? It's so different.
Old parts and cardboard boxes, and my cats are actually using it.
That is that must gratify
engineer
him.
in the making.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's an engineer in the making. So it is bring in any kind of supplies, even if you think they're old, broken, or whatever, starting Monday the 9th.
Monday
the 9th. Not dirty or gross.
Yeah.
And then on the 21st, which is a Saturday.
Yes.
Come on in and collect.
Yeah, come in and take anything you want. And even if you haven't donated, you can still get stuff.
Yeah.
That's a big savings to families.
Yes.
Because families go out and they spend all this money, and then a kid might play for half an hour and say, I don't like it.
Yeah, teachers too.
Yeah.
That's right, teachers.
And we have all of our clubs and meetups. We've got our sewers group, our knit and crochet group that I know they have an abundance of supplies that they love, you know, having a place to bring it to that they know will have good use. Somebody's going to come and take that away because they want to use it. So
we're going to take a break right now, and you'll get to see what Valenti's doing along with our other local sponsors. This is Man About Town. We are live in Westerly, Rhode Island with Amanda Wagner and Bridget Hopkins from the Westerly Library. And we'll be back with God knows what, because you have so many great things. We'll be back shortly.
Washington's birthday sales event at Valenti Subaru. All new 25 Subaru Forester hybrids get $1,500 off plus 0% financing for 75 months. Come test drive the all-new redesigned 26 Subaru Outback. Over 20 pre-loved Subarus in stock with a complimentary 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty.
Your home, your family, your legacy. They deserve the highest level of protection. At Lathrop Insurance, we design tailored programs for coastal homes, secondary properties, and high-value assets, giving you peace of mind no matter where life takes you. We're honored to protect families in Rhode Island with personalized care and expert guidance. Lathrop Insurance, protecting the life you've worked so hard to build.
What's going on, everybody? It's Patrick down here at the Wireless Zone at 224 Post Road, Dunn's Corners. And this weekend, the new iPhone is here, and we have them all in stock. Come get the brand new orange iPhone 17 Pro or the brand new razor thin iPhone Air. The best part is trading your old iPhone and get up to $1,100 off, meaning you get the brand new iPhone for free. But this weekend, you can get the brand new iPad and Series 11 Apple Watch for free. It's all happening down here at the Wireless Zone at 224 Post Road, Dunn's Corners. Don't delay, stop in today.
Wood River Health provides medical, dental, and behavioral health care to over 10,000 people a year, even when they can't afford to pay for the care they need. The cost of providing health care services has increased, and the grant funding we receive doesn't fully cover the cost of patient care. We, like other community health centers across the country, count on community support to keep our doors open. With your help, we can keep serving as a safety net for your neighbors. Will you help us invest in our mission?
Hi, I'm AJ Trust.
And I'm Jeff Swiderski with AnnieMac Home Mortgages Momentum Group, your trusted partner in the home buying process.
At AnnieMac, we can strengthen your offer with our innovative program, Cash to Keys, giving you a competitive edge by allowing you to make a cash offer on your new home.
Together, we've helped over 1,000 families move into their dream homes, and we'd love to do the same for you.
Give us a call today at 401-486-0853 to get started.
D&V Mechanical specializes in the installation, maintenance, and servicing of Mitsubishi ductless mini-split heat pump systems. We are certified by Mitsubishi as Diamond Elite Contractors and factory trained and up to date on the proper procedure of the installation and service of Mitsubishi ductless heating and air conditioning ductless heat pumps. We assist with the paperwork to reduce much of the stress-related documentation required to get the state rebates and federal tax incentives. We are not a jack-of-all-trades, master-of-nothing company. We are masters of ductless heat pumps. It's what we do, and it's what we know.
Welcome to Dan's Place, Rhode Island's #1 stop for amazing food, drinks, and live entertainment. Dan's Place offers a fantastic selection of unique menu items, including pizzas, pasta, steaks, and seafood. Here's what our customers have to say: a masterpiece on a crust. Watch your favorite New England teams on one of Dan's 4 big screen TVs. Looking for a great place to meet? Try Dan's Place.
I'm Dan from Dan's Place, where your only regret is not coming in sooner.
She's everywhere. She's everywhere. She's a man about town and she knows what's going down.
And Man About Town's back. You have no idea. We've been talking about all of you while you were gone. But we are here with Brigitte Hopkins and with Amanda Wagner from the library talking about everything that's, no, I can't even say that. We're not talking about everything that's happening in March because you couldn't. We'd be here for hours. Mm-hmm. That's why you need to get a copy of the Chronicle, go online, walk into the library. It's very well shoveled and cleaned now. In fact, a big shout out to downtown. I had called the town manager. I saw him during the blizzard on Channel 10, and he really represented this town well and should. And to all the surrounding towns, you've done a great, great job, because this was unbelievable. Okay, where are we?
We have a few more craft things to cover.
Yeah, we do.
National Craft Month.
We also have kids. They have a weekly craft time, and the theme changes every week. So they'll have everything from paper plate spring chickens to lucky leprechaun spotters, a cherry blossom stamp painting. The tweens do the same thing. They have a weekly craft time. They're both on the same day at the same time in the castle, the kids' room castle, and the tween space. So if you're a family that has a child that meets the age group for one and then for the other, then they can kind of go at the same time.
Smart idea.
Yeah. And the tween craft times are themed around the actual crafting a craft, if you will. Cardboard looms, make your own stamp, clay pinch pots.
And they're not too young for that?
No.
Wow.
No.
I would be. People that aren't good at crafts aren't good at crafts.
Yeah.
No, I'm impressed. I really am, because I know, I mean, they're little kids in that area.
Yeah, I know.
But you have great teachers too. You have wonderful people in the kids' room.
The teens have a book display with craft books, graphic novels about different arts and artists. And they always have a DIY craft table every month that you can kind of just stop by and create your own. It's got instructions, or there's always somebody in the space to assist you. They're doing magic foam painting. And for the adults, we have a adult craft and movie night that we're starting once a month. This one is Monday, March 23rd from 5:30 to 7:45 p.m. in the auditorium. We'll be screening Ferris Bueller's Day Off and creating collages or vision boards.
So in other words, you watch the movie while
And
you're...
craft.
Wow, that sounds like what I do at night.
Right.
Put the news on, read the paper, and do
Do a
something
little
all at
needlework.
once.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And of course, as we mentioned before, Saturday, March 21st is the craft supply swap. That's open to all ages, and that's from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Yeah, that really is great. I'm sure that it will be in your newspaper column. I love that newspaper column. It used to be Monday. We don't have a Monday paper anymore, but it's there on Tuesday, and it's great. It really is. It lets you know everything that's going on for the week and a whole bunch of other stuff you maybe never knew ahead.
And the articles are always so clever.
Oh, she's excellent.
Cassie does a fantastic job.
She does. Now, is Cassie, when the weather gets warmer, is she going to get you off the couch? And I remember your promise last year. I will try the running club. I will.
I believe that's April and May typically, or does she start it in March?
It's usually when it's warm and dry.
I think it's April and May.
We're not going to dry out in March. I don't think this
the
whole
Couch to
area.
5K run club. Yeah, I'm sure she'll be picking it back up again. I know she likes doing that.
Well,
herself.
we'll be asking next month.
No pressure.
Yes. Bill and I were witnesses last year when you said next year I will. Okay.
Well, last year I said I would and I didn't.
Moving right along.
Speaking of warmer weather, we have local author Gunilla Norris. She's doing a program called Gardened While Gardening. Also Saturday, March 21st from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. This is going to be in the auditorium. Gunilla says, gardening is a joy, work, and a deep place of learning. Come for a morning of contemplation with other gardeners to explore the connection between developing and tending our inner ground while making beauty in the gardens we care for. Bring a friend, a journal, and your open heart. And she will also have copies of her book, A Mystic Garden, available for purchase. And this is in partnership also with Westerly Friends Meeting and the Westerly Land Trust.
Yeah, great. It's going to be a challenge this year for gardeners. Well, they'll probably start later. That's all. I mean, good gardeners know what they're doing, but
I was going to say, I can't really speak to that. I wish I was a good gardener.
You know, going into big box stores during the blizzard and seeing up front all the seeds and the shovels, and you're saying, where's the ice melt? Help. Yeah. Okay, what else do we have?
Also, speaking of swaps, we have our puzzle competition and swap on Saturday, March 28th from 10 to noon in the terrace room. Teams of 4 people, all ages are welcome, can compete to see who can solve a 500-piece jigsaw puzzle the fastest. Teams will have 2 hours to complete, and prizes will be awarded to the winners and runners-up. Spectators are welcome. During the event, there'll be the puzzle swap, and The event is free and open to the public. Pre-registration on our website is required by those wishing to compete.
Will it be the same puzzle for everybody, or you just have a 500?
To be fair, they do the same puzzle for everyone.
The same.
Yeah, and this is actually the third time that we're holding this competition.
Well, there's the puzzle lady there. I remember
I know.
that.
It's very popular. And if you're,
Well,
if
you
you're,
like the 1,000-piece ones
Yes.
because you're whack. I mean, you are.
Yeah.
1,000 pieces.
It's important to note that if you're a team of 1 or 2, you can still sign up, and we'll link you up with other members so that you have a team of 4.
So if you're really into puzzles
Yeah.
and you don't want to be all by yourself, you can come
you
and
can join.
be
still.
linked. Do you get a good group for that?
Yeah, it every time that we've held it, it's met its capacity that we can handle at least. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. It's fun.
I don't think I'd like to do puzzles with other people.
With other
though.
You do have
Not
have
with your
some
family.
books there, right? You do have some books left in the library.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're still
Books,
buying. Well,
movies.
Yes, we're still buying those.
That's and
Providing those.
library of things. I have to admit, when we went in there to tape, and Bill took me over to the library of things. I hadn't been over that way in a while. It was like tripled in size.
Yes.
Because when you first started, it was like a basketball and
Yeah.
a something and a something. You've got everything
Yeah.
now.
I
And a
don't-
lot of people don't realize what that is. So
Yeah.
a good shout out, I think.
Yeah, and just today, someone I believe had returned a coin sorter. So we've got it. You know, you don't.
Yeah.
So
We
when you
also-
open up your piggy banks and you don't
Yeah.
want to take it to the bank till it's sore, because the banks will do it if they're not busy, but
Right.
that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
We have a kids library of things, and I don't know if it's completely
That's
cataloged
right,
yet,
the
but
teen
we have
library.
one for teens.
Huh.
And we also just newly put up on the website a donation form for the library of things. So if you are interested and you have an item that's new or in great condition, you can submit the form through our website, and we'll let you know if we can add it to the collection.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if I'm asking a question I shouldn't be asking, but I'm going to do it anyway. Somebody donates. Do you then give them a form for their taxes based on what the average price would
We
be?
cannot value anything, but we will. They will get a letter for tax purposes, a thank you letter stating what they donated, and they can work with their
Oh, that's good.
people, or if they do it themselves, and find out what.
Very
the
good
value would
idea.
be. Mhm.
Yeah, it's so great. Again, it's community sharing.
Yeah. Recently, someone donated, it's not in our library of things, but we have it in the makerspace. So now we have 2. It's, what is it called? Not an optiplex, but it's a large magnifier. So you can put a book underneath, or
Oh,
if
yeah.
someone wants to knit and has a hard time, you can go underneath it and,
That's
you know,
terrific.
yeah.
Yeah, that's great for people who have
Low vision.
eyesight. Yeah.
Yeah, we have that large collection for those that have low to no vision
Mm-hmm.
tools. So we have adaptive keyboards and other things. And I think one actually reads to you.
Yes.
Yes, that you can just point it over as you're reading, and it'll read it out loud.
We
Oh,
have
that-
on our website, we list all of the assistive technology.
So that's for
that we
people
have.
with hearing problems and vision
Or
problems?
vision, more vision, but yeah.
That's really good to know.
Yeah.
Something you haven't talked about in a while, and every time I see commercials on TV, and when I see commercials, it means you're going to pay for it, and you do it for free. You do Ancestry, don't you? People can come in and...
We have Ancestry in the library, so you have to come in to the library
Right.
to use it. But yes,
And it's Ancestry.com or whatever?
you have to go through our website
Okay.
and access it.
But it does still.
But you
bring
have to do it in the library. You can't do
Mhm.
it through the website at home.
Yes, unfortunately.
And somebody's there to show people like me how to
Oh
do
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We also have some other fantastic databases I know we've talked about, including consumer reports online. You need your library card, but I've used it several times already looking for, products, because you just don't know what to trust out there anymore. You think you're trying to get something and it's a paid ad.
Right.
You
won't get that access.
I've noticed that online now. No matter what I'm asking, I Google something in, and I've recognized now the same models, the good-looking doctor and the so-and-so, and it's justask.com, and they charge for that. You've got to go all the way down to find what it is you really want. So that's good to know.
Yeah, and reviewers get compensated or paid, and it's just, you just don't know anymore.
Well, AI doesn't help either.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Let's see. Oh, on March 26th, we have an author talking Q&A with Tom Verde. Is that how you say it? Queens of Islam, the Muslim world's historic rulers, from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m.
March 28th.
26th.
26th.
Yes. And Tom has written about religion, history, and culture for the New York Times, NPR, Religion News Service, and he's local, lives in Pawcatuck. So it should be great. We've had him here before.
Yep. We've talked a lot about adult programs. We do have our usual weekly programs in the kids' room and the teen space. We are bringing back the family movie matinee. Saturday, March 28th from 1 to 3 p.m. in the auditorium. We'll be screening Wild Robot.
That was so great.
Yeah,
Wild Robot?
Yeah, did you see that?
No, I never even heard
It's an
of it.
animated.
It's animated, but it's a wonderful story to tell.
And again, these movies are free.
Yes.
Yep.
So if you've had it with the kids in the house screaming and you want to just do something with them, bring them to the library to see the movie.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter if they've
And
seen
they'll
it
have
before.
snacks. So that's a happy bonus.
Yes.
Teen Book Club is new. That's beginning this month, Wednesdays from 4 to 5 p.m. Drop in to join our Teen Book Club to chat about what you are currently reading. Be prepared to swap book titles, eat snacks, and meet other teens who love to read. While you're here, check out the Teen Spaces Book Talk shelf to find the newest additions to our collection.
That's so great to know that kids are reading. They're not just glued to a computer or, some kind of social media show.
Yes.
That is really good.
Yes.
There's so much more out there. In our makerspace, we have Open Art Studio on Wednesdays today from 6:30 to 7:30, and again on the 18th. It's just an open space to create your own art, drop-in space.
So any kind of art, you bring your own stuff with you.
You
and
can bring your own
it's
stuff
space.
or use what we have.
Good.
We also have Laser Basics on Thursdays, March 12th and 26th from 6 to 6:30 in the makerspace. If you're curious about our laser cutter and engraver, our products is Glowforge, which is absolutely amazing. But it's perfect for personalizing gifts, making prototypes, doing projects. It's ages 16 and up.
And if you
need help, there's somebody there.
Always,
yes.
Or you can make an appointment online on our website. We have a link to make an appointment, and you can even put in there what you're looking to create with one of our.
I know we've talked about this before, but for people who aren't quite sure that you know what they're saying, you've been invited to a wedding or a shower, and you buy a tray for the couple. You can go in there, use this equipment, and get the couple's names, the date of the wedding, or the date of the baby's birth, or whatever gift you're getting on there. And there's no charge. And it's beautiful work.
Yeah. Yep. I know lots of people who have done that.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
And we also have continuing our sewing basics, which is also every other Wednesday. It's right before the Open Art Studio, and that's in the Makerspace, 6 to 6:30. We have not talked about yet, but we have a save the date for our annual garden market fair. It's going to be Sunday, May 17th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
May is really out there. Huh?
Yeah, yeah.
It's our
We've got-
42nd
Is it
garden
really?
market fair.
42nd.
Mhm.
Yipe.
Yeah.
And that does so well. You get so
Yes.
many people.
Yes.
We're still accepting vendors. You can certainly reach out to our park superintendent directly, Alan Peck. We have an up-to-date list on our website. We have a considerable amount of participants already, garden and nature themed, but we also have some community nonprofits, and we'll have a schedule of activities incoming when all of that is
It's
finalized.
great
And
because-
Highland Grill will
Yeah.
have their
Mhm.
food
Ah.
truck.
Mhm.
Yep. So
Westerly
they'll
Band.
have the food. Maybe they'll
Mhm.
make lobster chowder.
And the
that'll be-
alpacas. We always have the
Yes,
alpacas.
Yes.
And I know that you can go there, you can buy like a little seedling, a little something or other, and take it home and grow something, and you'll get instruction with it.
Mhm.
You can buy plants. You
Mhm.
can buy huge things or little things or gardening tools, or
Mhm.
it's a great thing. And you walk around, it's usually nice weather,
Yes.
and you meet your neighbors, and
Mhm.
it's just great. And yeah, and there's food, and it's a nice afternoon.
Yes.
And that's just the one day?
Yes.
Okay.
And it coincides with Neighbor Day.
Yes.
So,
So you
they'll-
have Neighbor Day usually across the street by the town hall, and then just cross the street, and there you are.
Mhm. I usually buy a lot of my vegetables as seedlings and
Mhm.
plant them.
Chili peppers.
I do a lot of
That
peppers.
we all benefit from.
And I do not eat them, but
Well,
I
you
bring
get
them in.
You get the master gardeners come from URI, and they're there to soil test and
Mhm.
answer
Yes.
questions,
Yes.
and
Yes.
which I find very helpful.
Yes.
And usually they'll provide walking tours, which they do from May to October, regardless. But and
Now
we
is not a good time to walk
No.
through the park.
No,
it's
we
not.
went through a number of puddles.
Things are melting.
Oh, you actually walked here?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're not far, but
It's
although
wet.
it's better today. I mean, I don't think you could have done it just a few days ago. It was
No,
all
it's
slushy.
lovely. Or tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's supposed to rain a lot. So
Yeah.
So
Well, you've got
Yeah.
about 5 or 6 minutes if you want to bring it up something. Oh, I see the duck race.
So we don't have the ducks yet.
Yes.
We're a little behind with the snow, but we hope to have them by the end of next week.
Well, I know they're
duck
all in the basement
certificates.
at the chamber.
Yes,
That's
but
where
we're
they keep
waiting
the
for
ducks.
the certificates. So they'll be on sale through the month of March. They're $5, and part of the proceeds come to back to Westerly Library in
For
Wilcox Park.
people that are out there listening and watching and having absolutely no idea about a duck race and why are there ducks in the basement of the chamber, explain what it is and what people can win. They can win a lot of good stuff.
I don't know if I'm the best person to
Yeah.
do that.
Well, you don't have to go through what they can win. They can win
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But you can talk about what it is.
So I don't even remember how many ducks they have. Thousands.
Yes.
But various
something-
groups in town sell them for $5. A portion of the proceeds go to the chamber and to the organization
Right.
selling the ducks. The ducks are numbered, so that's your certificate.
Mhm.
And they dump them into the Pawcatuck River and they race down to a certain line, and winners can win lots of fantastic prizes.
You can actually see that online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you
it's
can
kind of
even go to
incredible.
YouTube
Yeah.
to the chamber, or
Yeah.
I don't know if you have it on your website, but when they dump them, it's like a payloader, right?
Yes.
And these thousands of ducks all come down at once. It's like a shower of yellow.
Yes. Yes.
And
quite the
they've been
sight.
doing that for a lot of years.
Yeah.
And it's a great fundraiser for a
It
lot
is.
of different community groups.
It really is. Yes. And we'll be gearing up in April is for our spring appeal and library week. So there'll be lots of activities that we'll be talking about in April and things to look forward to. There's also, it's Women's History Month. We have book recommendations and movie and game recommendations, since we you can borrow video games from the library.
You know, that's such a good idea because video games are so expensive.
They really are.
I have friends with kids and they tell me, you know, when there's rotten weather or even when there isn't rotten weather, they get together, they want to play video games, and they go out and they maybe buy one and they think, wow, this is going to be great. And then the kids don't like it.
Yes.
And
That's
they're
expensive.
stuck.
Yeah, they're really expensive.
And they can get them from you.
Yes, you can. Two were recommended: Yoshi's Crafted World and Sonic Frontiers. And you can find our tween librarian on something called Let's Play, playing some of our video games.
Great.
Yeah, and people from all over the country, I think some from outside of the country, have commented on his
isn't
videos.
that great?
So we have a YouTube channel, and we have different playlists, and one of them is our library Let's Plays. And Ben, our tween librarian, plays and commentates while he's playing, and records all of this.
That kid's
And so
got.
yeah.
Well, he
And
gets up
he's
in the
quite-
morning and goes out and plays.
He's quite the character. It's really, I find myself giggling at times when I've uploaded them. But we get, you know, certainly a lot of interaction just with the library
Well,
Let's
Ben
Plays.
is
It's very
a good
popular.
actor in the fundraiser.
He was.
Yeah, he
Dewey.
does like to. We don't know what the real Ben's really like.
We know he's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, one more time, 5 o'clock tonight, the Hanging in the Hoxie. Go see this. It sounds fantastic. They're having an opening reception, and this is a father-daughter, 400 pen and ink sketches of Italy. And it will be on for most of the month of March. And while you're there, pick up one of these chronicles. And now you run out early, don't you?
We usually do. It is available
It's online now.
digitally, and you can see it online.
Yeah, we can always print it out if somebody comes in and wants a copy and we don't have any available. I know that our circulation staff try to have the at least the calendar in the back of the magazine is all of our programs for the month printed out and available.
They're so helpful. Everybody in that library is. You run a tight and good ship. So thank you, Brigitte, and thank you, Amanda.
Thank you.
We will see you on April Fool's Day, and probably with Bill at that point. So we wish you the best. We thank you. We're going to go to a break right now. When we come back, we will have the inimitable Detective Howie Mills, and we can find out what the police department's still doing to keep us safe. They certainly got us pretty well cleaned up. That's for sure. So thank you again. Don't you go anywhere. You keep watching Man About Town. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
If you want a sweet treat or a bite to eat, if you're shopping for the week or a great piece of meat, there's only one place to go. Meet me at Dunn's Corners Market. Meet me at Dunn's Corners Market. If you're here for the weekend or you're here for a lifetime, meet me at Dunn's Corners Market.
I'm Dale Sold, the owner of Shoreline Painting and Cabinet Refinishing. My vision for the company has always been to elevate paint contracting. When you call, you get a live person. Typically, we have estimates out the same day. We have really good communication with our customers daily. We make sure you're completely happy before we leave the project. We service residential and commercial customers. The commercial work we do is typically more community oriented. We just completed a expansion of our shop. We added 3 more spray booths to allow us to increase capacity. You can find us at 77 Stillman Ave in Pawcatuck. You can find us on our website at shorelinepaintingri.com, or you can call the office 401-834-1684 to book an estimate.
Are you looking for a fresh cut in Westerly? Step into Rio's Barber Shop in Granite Plaza. Whether it's a classic trim or a trendy new look, we've got you covered. Experience the perfect cut for every age and style in a friendly and relaxed atmosphere. At Rio's, it's not just a haircut, it's an experience. Visit Rio's Barber Shop in the Granite Plaza in Westerly, or give us a call to schedule your appointment at 401-315-2208. Your style, our craft, Rio's Barber Shop.
It's pizza night in Westerly. Mario's is where I want to be. It's pizza night in Westerly. Mario's is where I want to be. It's pizza night in Westerly. Mario's is where I want to be. It's pizza night in Westerly. Mario's is where I want to be. It's pizza night in Westerly. Mario's is where I want to be.
Hi, this is Dan from Lathrop Insurance. Here in Rhode Island, we take pride in taking care of our own. At Lathrop Insurance, we have spent 86 years helping families and businesses protect what matters most. Whether it's your home, your business, or the legacy you're building, our team is here to provide peace of mind through customized insurance solutions. We're proud to support high school sports across Rhode Island because when our community grows stronger, we all win. Lathrop Insurance. Personalized protection, local expertise. Visit lathropinsurance.com to see how we can protect what matters most to you.
For over 75 years, Belmont Market.
Wood River Health provides medical, dental, and behavioral health care to over 10,000 people a year, even when they can't afford to pay for the care they need. The cost of providing healthcare services has increased, and the grant funding we receive doesn't fully cover the cost of patient care. We, like other community health centers across the country, count on community support to keep our doors open. With your help, we can keep serving as a safety net for your neighbors. Will you help us invest in our mission?
D&V Mechanical specializes in the installation, maintenance, and servicing of Mitsubishi ductless mini-split heat pump systems. We are certified by Mitsubishi as Diamond Elite Contractors and factory trained and up to date on the proper procedure of the installation and service of Mitsubishi ductless heating and air conditioning ductless heat pumps. We assist with the paperwork to reduce much of the stress-related documentation required to get the state rebates and federal tax incentives. We are not a jack-of-all-trades, master-of-nothing company. We are masters of ductless heat pumps. It's what we do, and it's what we know.
She's everywhere. She's everywhere. She's a man about town and she knows what's going down.
I'm all alone, so you can hear about my summer vacation. Actually, Detective Mills was here and is here. He just ran out the door saying, "How much time do we have?" So he must have left something in his car. But this gives me a very good opportunity to once again thank our presenting sponsor, Valenti Subaru at Dunn's Corners. Bruce Morrow and his staff, always very helpful. They've got the 2025s still on the lot, not a lot of them, but they've got some really good deals. They've got all the brand new cars and they're making deals. They want to see you. They're just as fed up with the rotten weather as all the rest of us. And now that the sun's out and meteorologically it is spring, they're ready to make a deal. You can get them. So go over to Dunn's Corners to Valenti Subaru, ask for Bruce, tell him you heard it, you saw it on Man About Town. You must have run very well, Howie.
I still try to be in shape, try to go to the gym here and there. I don't need to now. I'm throwing it back up to my car real quick.
You did. You very, very quick. Well, I got to tell you something. I called the town manager during the blizzard. I saw him on Channel 10, And he was so calm and so good about letting people know how well things were getting cleaned up and asking people, of course, to stay in and not drive and to clean the areas right by their driveways. And all I can say is Westerly did a great job. So did Hopkinton, I think. So did most of all the areas. There were a couple I heard from my friend who's a repairman for Verizon. I heard where parts of the state weren't so good, and it wasn't here. They've done a good job, and you guys must have worked like crazy.
Yeah, I actually had to work that morning.
You know what? I just realized we didn't give you a microphone.
Uh-oh.
So people are, and they walked out with them.
I'll be back.
Yeah, I hope so.
Do I have to turn
Or
it on?
else
Or
I'll
we
be
good?
in big. No, just clip it on.
Okay.
So hopefully people heard, probably very muted, but they heard a little bit about Howie.
We got him. Hey, Howie.
Hey, Ben, how are you?
Good.
Were you able to hear him, Ben?
Yep.
Good.
Right, so,
well, the two ladies walked out with their microphones on, so I don't know if you have Bridgette's number, but if not, we can get her afterwards, or maybe they'll realize it and come back.
Sounds good.
So, so the storm, I had to work on Monday morning, and one of those, I'm trying to think of everything in advance because I know I had to be to work. So the day before, I got my generator all set and tried to show my wife exactly how to start it, have everything ready for her if things went bad. I thought that was all set. Thankfully, we did not lose power. I get my snowblower, my four-wheeler that has a plow, like right in front of my house, ready to go, because I knew I was going to have to get up early in the morning to try to make myself a path to the road at least. I live back in the woods. Kind of adjust my vehicles in my driveway, so in the morning I can just get up, make a path, good to go. I start off with the snowblower. I get out there I get up about 5:30, start doing this around 5:45, 6. It's still like not really that much of light out, and the snow is blowing like sideways at this point where, I was looking for a pair of glasses to wear or like some type of snow goggles.
Yeah, they were on TV. The reporters that were outside were all wearing these big goggles.
And I know why, because my eyes were bothering me all day from like the snow hitting them. But anyway, so like I'm starting to make a little bit of headway in my driveway with my snowblower, and it breaks.
Oh,
There are these shear pins like that are inside where the auger is. One of them broke, and so only one side of the two sides is spinning. And I'm looking down at it, and it's freezing cold, snowing hard, can't really see, and I'm like, I can't work on this now. I don't have this ability in this weather right now. So I'm like, let me just use my four-wheeler.
You always told us you could do everything.
Oh, I could fix it. Just that was it was a tough situation to try to fix it.
I'm just busting.
So I get my four-wheeler out, and I start, I had already made like one little bit of a path with the snowblower before it broke. So I'm trying to like make it a little bit wider with my four-wheeler, and I get that stuck. My four-wheeler is usually good to push maybe a foot of snow.
Right.
I mean, but we're up there in like a lot of snow.
Oh,
And,
yes, like 3 feet and then some.
Yes. So I wasn't able to do it with my four-wheeler. Got it stuck. Took me a half an hour to dig it out where snow kind of got underneath it. I had to dig it out. And at this point, I'm like, I can't do that. So I bring that back into my driveway, and I grab my work car and I try to get that out. I get that stuck in my driveway. At that point, I'm like, I'm just going to have to take my work truck. And so at this point, I have to usually leave my house about 7:30 to get to work. I know I leave my house for 7:30 to get to work for 8. So I'm leaving my house, and I'm able to put my truck in like four-wheel low and maybe make a path out to the road, but I get out to the road in Hopkinton where I live, and it hadn't been plowed.
Route 3 had not been plowed?
If it was plowed, it had been a while.
Yeah.
And then I got up onto 78, and that hadn't been plowed for the first part of it.
Well, the minute they were plowing, it didn't matter anymore. It just kept coming.
Yes.
And
So
coming.
when I was on 78, I was going maybe 15 miles an hour, if that, because the snow was hitting the Jersey barrier and like coming up over the barrier, and I couldn't see.
I was going to say, how did you see so you weren't hitting the Jersey barrier?
Honestly, there was a couple of times where I actually had to roll my window down in my truck to see that I can see the barrier, because it was
That's scary stuff.
you got to get to work, right? As a first responder, you got to go. And when I got out to 1 and 78, there was a huge berm from where somebody had plowed Route 1, but so I had to go through that big berm. I thank God I didn't get stuck. Got on, ended up getting into work, and it was pretty.
Did all the members of the force, were they all able to get in?
Yeah, they like the ones that live in town, they were able to get picked up by other officers that were working on the road, which was nice. So we were able to pick each other up. If you couldn't drive in, if you didn't have the type of vehicle to get you there,
nice.
right? We were able to. I actually ended up picking up one of Detective Alicia ended up picking him up, just because his area wasn't plowed at all, and I was able to get him. It was one of those days where nobody should have been on the road that day. I'm glad that they had that travel ban in effect, because it was really scary.
Well, the governor said it
because you couldn't see.
The governor said it in one very, very quick sentence. He said, you don't have to go out because Rhode Island is closed.
Yeah.
Everything is, and it was. Yeah. Everything was closed.
Yeah.
Except hospitals.
Yeah. And so my mom, that night when I get home from work, my parents had called me and they wanted me to come over at some point to snow blow their driveway. And this was Monday night. The storm was just kind of finishing up. And I said, I'll try to come over tomorrow after work. And they said, okay. So the next morning, my parents call and they're like, hey, they live over in Stonington. They're like, be able to come over after work, right? And I said, I am. And they're like, well, we wish you could come earlier. But I was explaining to my parents that there is a travel ban in effect. This was in the morning. Said, so if I came over now, or if I come over at 4 o'clock when I get out of work, it's really not going to make a difference, because a lot of places aren't even open yet, which they weren't. I mean, there was a few places that were starting to open up, but there's still a lot that were still trying to shovel out. It was a lot of snow.
Oh goodness, yes.
My daughter, who goes to Cheraho, they didn't open up all week.
All week, wow.
Yeah, Cheraho.
I know most of the schools were like closed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
But wow, that's amazing.
From what I hear, I never saw it, but from what I hear, I guess a lot of the snow that was blown across the fields over by Cheraho at the high school were kind of blown up against the school and making like very, very, very big.
Well, it is.
Drifts.
That's all wide open for people who don't know. I mean, you've got like an irrigation farm across the road, and it's completely open
across the street and fields to the right. So, and it's just open. So I get, from what I guess, the wind was, because the wind was blowing so hard. Did you lose power or anything like that over?
Amazingly, no. Okay. And I was like you. I was getting ready. I don't have a generator. I was, had the police flashlights that I have 2 of, had them out, had everything ready, and no.
Yeah.
And yet people right around the corner did. And I don't know how we got so lucky, but.
Yeah, I'm glad that you didn't lose power. To be honest with you, that was one of the few times I felt like I wish I could have done more. I get home from work, and so I have my truck. So I pull up the street that I live on, and it's just one. It looks like it's just one lane because of the snow. It hadn't really been cleaned out yet. Well, I get on my street and I want to go to my house, but because I have a long driveway that goes way back. Well, the snow was really high. That berm that the snow plows make, I wouldn't have been able to get through it in my truck.
Ugh.
And nothing's plowed. So I actually had to drive around the neighborhood, and I found a neighbor who lived maybe a quarter mile away. And I pulled into his driveway, and I actually called him on the phone when I sat in my truck, and I said, hey, I have nowhere to put my truck, but I need to get to my house to try to fix my snowblower, to try to snowblow my driveway. And so he said, yeah, that's fine. And there's a path through the woods from my house to his house. So I had this bright idea that I'm just going to just walk through the woods. And I started walking.
No, it wasn't easy, was it?
No, I had to turn around. I'm like, if I don't turn around now.
Yeah, because if you fall, you've had it.
Yeah, so I
can't get up.
Yeah, so I went back. I came back out of the woods, and I ended up. It's longer to walk around the road, but I ended up walking down the road, up another road back to my house. And then I get to and then I still had to walk down my driveway.
You know what? Let's be glad that's behind us.
Absolutely.
You got a pad full of stuff.
I do.
Tell us what you got.
Well, first off, as you know, we're getting into that early time of the spring, and we as a police department, we as a town of Westerly, we start hiring a lot of summer staff for the lifeguards, beach attendants, on the town's part of it. But for the police department, we're hiring CSO, which is the community service officers that are going to work for the police department for the summertime, they are a huge asset having these college kids and these, seniors in high school that become community service officers because of the fact that, they are great at, relieving traffic at these traffic posts that they deal with in the summertime, doing parking enforcement downtown, and then dealing with the parking enforcement in Watch Hill all summer long. They're huge assets for us because as you know, our population basically doubles in the summertime with the amount of people that come to the beach every day and the people that own a summer home here. We're dealing with other things, and if we have to take that resources and deal with also the traffic, it becomes a little bit of a mess. So having them is great every year to have them. And then we have the pump.
So you are now looking for applications.
We'll be posting them soon. I talked.
And then
to
you've got the boat, right?
That's called the pump out boat, and they don't pump out water per se. They for these people that have boats that they leave at marinas or they come in from other parts of town or other states, and they kind of mooring up in they call it the kitchen, which is in Watch Hill. It's a free program that the town of Westerly sponsors where we hire several people to work on the pump out boat, and if you just call them on the radio, they go there and they pump out your raw sewage so it doesn't end up in the water anywhere. Same thing if you're at a marina and you keep your boat in a dock at the marina and you need your boat to be pumped out. You have two options. One, you can pump it out yourself by there's a couple of pump off stations at a couple of marinas, or the pump out boat will come and pump it out for you.
I see.
So it's huge to have that, because if that's not happening, raw sewage ends up sometimes going into the water, and you don't want that.
No, of course not. So you are looking for, now the ideal candidate for that is still like a college student?
Yeah,
or
we like to use it. When I used to run the program, I'd always have some college kids, and once in a while someone would be doing it as an internship through their college. It's a paid position, but they were able to get college credits for doing that summer program. So it's kind of like a twofold sometimes for some of these college kids, where they're getting a college credit or they're getting some type of
and they're getting some money,
and they're getting paid. And it's not terrible pay. You are going to be outside all summer long, so if you definitely are going to be in good shape, because you're spending your whole day either standing there directing traffic, or you're going to be walking downtown all day long, or you'll be walking in Watch Hill all day long issuing parking tickets.
And getting yelled at by the tourists.
You do.
Or cursed.
But, it's great for, somebody to get some experience that might want to get into law enforcement, because you're going to get your firsthand experience of how to de-escalate, or to see if you can actually like to de-escalate, or if you can de-escalate. Because as a police officer, that's 90% of your job.
You give them some training on that too.
We do. We do some trainings. We talk about how to do de-escalation, what you should do in these situations. And if the situation arises, what you should do, what you should not do. And if, obviously, if you try to de-escalate and they just don't want to hear it, obviously your last resort is to explain to them like that, this is all I can do for you, and just walk away. If they continue to follow you, which has happened before, where they continue to want to complain to you and argue with you about it, just call me, it's now Officer Algier that usually runs it now. I'm sure he'll be running it again this year. And you just got to go down there, and you as the officer just de-escalate it. And I've never had an issue where it had to go above my head. I usually can go there and I can de-escalate it, and we'll have a good conversation about it, and usually shake hands and walk away, and they understand, because there's only certain things that we can do, especially nowadays, as the devices the CSOs use. Once the ticket is printed, it is just uploaded into a cloud.
So it can't be ripped in half and thrown away.
You can't just rip it up and throw it away. You can give them numbers of like some people that they can call. If it's something that was completely blatantly wrong by the CSO, we will explain to them, all right, just hold on to the ticket. We'll be in contact with you with your good contact information. We'll look into it, see what we can do, and then we'll give you a call.
Good.
And then, because, the ticket machine is run by a company, which is a third party. So that's how we have to do it. We'll look into it and make sure that,
But they could, if they wanted to, they can, in their own defense, they can come to court, or they can.
Absolutely. Yep. They're given a court date, and the court date's at the municipal court, which is the third floor of the town hall. And usually on Tuesdays, I believe, they can, I don't know exactly.
They can come in and plea.
They can plea. And it happens. the one good thing is,
I bet they all begin with "I was only" or "I was just."
yeah. So it was a little bit more difficult.
Just running into the store
Right.
for 4 hours.
Right. Back in in 2015, maybe, wherever it was, when I started running it, whatever that time was, you didn't really have the ability to do what they do with these machines now. The machines now, when you put the information in, you can just quickly take a picture of it, and it actually is attached to the ticket itself. So if the person comes to court and said, "Well, I wasn't parked in a tow zone," which in Watch Hill everything's a tow zone. It's a $150 tow zone ticket. Well, when the picture is taken of when the CSO writes the ticket, part of that, like before you hit print, you can take a photo of that, and then it attaches to that ticket number. So the person can go online and pull up the ticket and actually see the photo of the vehicle if they want to. But if they don't, sometimes they might come and want to plead their case, and then the judge can just pull up the ticket, pull up the picture at exactly where the car was when the ticket was issued. We can do that same thing with the downtown tickets. If somebody says, "I wasn't parked in a crosswalk," or something to that effect, or "I wasn't parked in a loading zone."
What about with downtown, parking is 3-hour maximum. If someone says, "No, I wasn't there over 3 hours," is there some way of checking?
Well, we have downtown cameras if
Oh,
we
you
really
do?
had to. But
They don't chalk the tires, do they, or do they?
Well, the machines are the ones that that remembers your plate. So when you put the plate in from the vehicle, and then go on to the next one, you're putting all the plates in. So
What about if somebody's parked? I'm just going to pick a store.
Yeah.
They're parked by Negrelli's Jewelers. They're approaching 3 hours. They want to keep, maybe have dinner or go to the movies. If they now move around the corner to Canal Street or somewhere, can they go another 3, or does the machine remember?
Well, the machine does remember because it keeps track of all the tickets. You're on a different street.
What about the same street? They move 3 doors down to the fun company.
I believe the statute states 3 hours per day.
I
believe that's what the statute says, 3 hours per day. So, I mean, you're trying to cheat the system, I guess.
Oh, people are always trying to.
Yes. So, and that's one of the reasons that we put in place the municipal lot down on Canal Street. So if you really want to go out to dinner.
That's a great lot. That's a lot. I don't know how many cars it takes, but it's huge.
So I've used that lot several times in the last few months.
It helps the United immeasurably.
Yeah, but it helps everybody. My wife and I went to dinner downtown twice in the last couple months, and both times, one time it was really, really cold out, so I pulled up. She just got out, and she went into the restaurant. I went down to Canal Street, parked the car, just jogged back up to the restaurant. It took me a couple minutes, and I think by the time I got there, she was already seated at the table with some other friends we were there. And then on Valentine's Day, we did the same thing when we went downtown.
Great.
We just, I actually dropped her and my daughter off, went parked the car, came back. Everything was good. It was easy.
I just remembered what the other scam is that I told you I got.
Okay, let's talk about
just
scams.
This morning.
Okay.
Just this morning. I thought, my God, these people never stop. Well, of course, when you have something like the snowstorm it was a lot more than a snowstorm.
Yes.
The blizzard that we had, people are always, I know there were people taking advantage of raising plow rates. I heard that they were charging $300 a driveway in Westerly to older people because they knew they had no choice. But that's not what I'm talking about. This morning, I get this thing that says, "Hi, it's John." Like I'm going to know, right? "Hi, it's John. I just want you to know I'm in your neighborhood and I'm helping people whose mailboxes need to be replaced. And I noticed yours did. So just, email me or click on this or email me back and we'll take care of it." Well, obviously I didn't click on anything. My mailbox is in great shape. I know exactly that it's fine. And so are the ones in my neighborhood, because when I left to come here, I drove around the circle and everybody's mailbox was standing upright and nice. But again, if you have people that are maybe, stuck in their homes because of health or age, infirmity, they don't know and they think, "Oh, I better do this." people should never click on anything. You know, even if to click and say John who
Yeah.
would be wrong, right?
Yeah. And you can't say it doesn't happen around here because
Oh, it
does.
happens everywhere.
The flood of 2010, I remember dealing with a lot of people that were scammed back then, and this is going back 2000, so that's 15 years ago. Yeah, it was the flood of 2010 when a lot of people's basements had gotten flooded, and
Yes.
people were coming there and saying that, you know, they would clean out their basement or they would do a bunch of different things to the basement. They would, you know, either
Dry it
fix
up.
or dry it up, all of that stuff. And a lot of these people that came in from out of town, and a lot of them were scammers, and they were scamming people.
Yeah.
And I remember that being
you know,
a
how
big
do you
thing back then there.
know? How do you know who to trust? Unless, I suppose, if they come to the door, you ask for ID or whatever.
Right. But even then, you know, maybe some questions to ask, you know, are you local? Where are you from? You know, can you show me like your business? Can you pull up can I see your business card?
Business license,
Yeah,
too.
we have business
You have
license.
to be licensed in Rhode
Yeah,
Island.
because a lot of these people that were coming up and coming from out of state weren't business licensed.
Yeah.
They weren't, unfortunately. And these things always happen, you know, and I didn't hear, but it's the first time I've heard about plow rates being raised during the after the blizzard. I feel that's
Yeah.
of,
My neighbors had, well, they called me because I have such a good plow guy.
Yeah.
But his truck broke.
Oh.
But at any rate, they called me and they said, my so-and-so who lives in Westerly said, and then I heard that elsewhere, that they were just knocking on doors, and especially with older people in areas, saying, I'm sorry, that's the going rate, no matter what the size is of your,
yeah.
you know, and that's what they were doing.
And this is like that conversation that we had a month ago before we knew we were going to get this blizzard. And we were talking about the storm that we had prior, and we were talking about how, you know, you really need to keep an eye on your neighbors and help out your neighbors. That night when I was just finishing up at the bottom of my driveway with my snowblower, because I had fixed it, and my neighbor across the street, he was an older gentleman, and you know, he actually came over to me and he said that, you know, this is just too much for me. This is too much for my snow blowers, or anything you can do. And I said, yes, absolutely. I said, go in the house, warm up. I got you. And I finished up the lady to the left, took care of his driveway, and then one house down to the right. And I tried to help out as many as I could. I ended up breaking the belt on my snowblower, so I was done for the night at about 9 o'clock at nighttime, which my wife was thankful that I kind of broke my belt, because she's like, you've been out there long enough. And I had two other neighbors that were calling me asking for help. And I'm like, I can't. I said, unfortunately, I did break my snowblower.
A lot of people's equipment went down on this because this was not easy snow to move.
Yeah.
It was like cement.
Yes.
It really was.
You know, thankfully I had extra parts to fix my snowblower, but I said to him, I said, I could try the next day when I get to work at 4 o'clock. I can, you know, when I come home, I can help you out. And, you know, we were able to help out as many people as we could and do the best you can. But yeah, these are these times where, you know, try to help out your neighbors if you can. And which we talked about before, check on your neighbors. I did the same thing. And, you know, I really just, you know, thankfully I'm friendly with all my neighbors. And obviously if any of them needed help, I would try to help out with what I could. And I said,
it sounds like you did quite a bit.
Well, you try to help out your neighbors, right?
Did you find that the feedback to the department, I'm not talking about just what Howie Mills did in his neighborhood, but did you find that people thanked the department
100%.
for what they did without, you know, complaining and saying, how come this road isn't wider? Why didn't you do this? Because I was just at Stop and Shop, and I have not been to Stop and Shop in Westerly since the storm. And I came out and I saw this wall of snow because there was no place to put the snow.
I know.
I mean, now they're saying that they've been allowed to put it in the Pawcatuck River.
Yeah.
But I was looking at this snow that's got to be, 15 feet high at least, all around the perimeter of the parking lot. I just looked at it and I said, my God. And this is a week and a half later.
I know. It's like that a lot of places.
You can plow all you want, but where do you put it?
100%. And speaking to just private contracting snow guys that I know, that I'm friendly with, they said the same thing. They had so much snow, they had a hard time putting it places. But I also talked to some of the guys that work for the town, and they were having the same problems. I you know, a gentleman that I know, I was speaking to him the day of the blizzard in the afternoon. I actually saw him when I was on my way home. I stopped and talked to him for a second, and he was in a big truck, and he's like, I'm getting stuck in this big truck. and the snow was, he's like, finding places to put the snow where it's not a hazard is hard. You plowing is one thing, right? But pushing it and finding a place to leave it is also another
That's the
thing.
biggie.
Yeah. And they were out there, and they said that when they would go through neighborhoods that, people were coming out and thanking them all the time.
Great.
But they also feel bad. They see somebody out there plowing their driveway, and then they go by, and what do? They kind of fill it back in a little bit. But they don't have any choice in that matter. They're trying
and the
to just do
oil
their job.
companies, before the storm came, I was getting oil, and the guy said to me, "Are you going to need it again soon?" I said, "Few weeks, maybe." Why? He said, "Because we've been told we're not allowed to even try. You've got to dig a trough. And because to get to where you have to put the thing in for my oil, you got to go across the front yard and around the side of the house."
Yep.
So when my guy came to plow, I had him do that because I will need oil in about a week and a half. He dug a trough. You could bury bodies in
now,
it.
did he use a snowblower, or did he dig it by hand?
He did it with a snowblower, I think.
And the reason I asked,
I wasn't home when I got home when he had just finished.
Yeah.
But it looks like, honest to God, the mafia would have a ball. They could just line up all the bodies and then cover them up.
And you don't think about little things like that.
No.
And I didn't even.
But
think
there
about
wouldn't have been a way to get through.
Yeah, my neighbor on Wednesday after the storm, I get a text from her, and she said, "Is there any way we had oil coming?" I didn't. And, she's like, "Is there any way you can come back over to my house and just make a path from my driveway behind the house?" And I said, or she's like, me and my husband are going to go out there and try to dig it with shovels. And it'd been a couple days. It was, it kind of gotten a little bit heavier.
It's horrible.
So I went over there and it took me 15 minutes with my snowblower, and we're saving them time. You don't want to see anybody get hurt out there. And I have the equipment to do it, so I went over there to take care for him. But
we got to take a break because my producer's been waiting with bated breath for this break. We will come back to Detective Mills. We're going to talk about whatever else is on his list. We ask that you spend a little time and look at the good people that sponsor this show and all the rest of 321 Media. Be right back. I am getting a message that I can't read.
Oh, let's go down to Toscanos. Men shop downtown Westerly, where style and class go hand in hand. You can look your best and dress to please. Buy the right shoe, get the left one free. And if Paulie makes fun of you, you get an even bigger discount too. Toscano's men's shop since 1911.
Trusted Choice agents are in every Rhode Island community. They are your neighbors and friends who deliver the right policy at the right price from America's top insurance companies.
At Woodman C Insurance, we have been serving our clients and our community for over 60 years. By combining the level of personal attention you desire with the expertise you deserve, we develop an insurance portfolio designed to meet the specific needs of your family or business. And when the people who protect us need protecting, they trust Woodman C Insurance. Come put the Woodman C Insurance team to work for you.
At the Ocean Community YMCA, community means showing up across 4 branches and 2 summer camps, all rooted in one shared mission. Every day we bring people together to grow stronger in spirit, mind, and body. From fitness floors to youth programs, from lifelong friendships to unforgettable summer memories. No matter your age or stage of life, there's a place for you here to belong, to thrive, and to be supported. This is the place where everyone belongs. This is the Ocean Community YMCA.
But typical teenager, like, you
Yeah.
know, I think one of the things that, you
What?
know,
We are back. I see me. I didn't see the opening, but we are back. This is Man About Town, and we are with Detective Howie Mills.
yes.
So, what else do you have on your list?
So I guess, I mean, before, I know we usually towards the end of it, we kind of talk about scams, but
they never stop.
They don't. And we're in this time of the year where, you know, usually March or so, that's when a lot of the colleges have spring break, right?
Right.
And it's been going on for many years now. This is your grandchild is locked up time of the year scam.
Oh, that's right.
And, you know,
And of course, the grandparents can believe it because these kids act like maniacs in some of these places.
yeah. And over the years, it's always continuously evolving every year, to a little bit different. What's helping the scammers now is AI. What is also changed a little bit is it used to be they'd have these victims go to a local big box store and buy gift cards and then just read them off the numbers on the back of these gift cards. Now they've been using couriers and people to come and get the money from your house.
Oh my God.
So
they're always ahead of us, aren't they? Just when we learn.
yeah, and it's frustrating because you know, we had something similar to this I think about a year ago this time, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, I can't remember what it was. And we actually stopped the courier, and he was unknowing participant in this. He owned a company that, you know, and he was contacted by an individual and was told to respond to this house and pick up a package that had I think it might have been for a package that had paperwork for divorce, and he had to pick that paperwork up, and then he had to bring it to another address. And when they showed up at the house, we were there, and you know everything he said was able to back the truth up, which was what he said. So this is the
So somebody didn't get ripped off.
They were going to get ripped off,
Yeah.
but they didn't.
But you stopped it.
We stopped that one, but there was a couple that happened in town within that same couple of days, and some people weren't so lucky. But this is that time of year, and you know, unfortunately, with the AI, and it's always the same thing. An attorney is going to call and say that your grandchild was, you know, in Florida, in Texas, in Jamaica,
Right.
somewhere else on spring break. And, you know, he's in trouble. He got into a car accident. He hit a telephone pole. The one that we had that, you know, a few years ago was what the key word was they used was that your grandchild hit another car and the person that was in the car was pregnant.
Pregnant woman, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that one. Yeah.
And that was kind of the key word, that they're in a lot of trouble and they're going to spend a lot of time in jail, but we can get them out. But you just need to fork over some money to help him. And then they put him on the phone for a minute or two. And it's really not him, but they can use some AI.
Right.
And you can change up the voices. And
that's right. With AI, they can get somebody who looks and sounds like Detective Mills or Rona Mann or anybody.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
And again, AI is scary. You know, I've had some scam cases where the person that's being scammed shows us a picture of the person that they think they're dating or they're talking to, and you know, having dealt with this stuff, I can usually pretty quickly tell that, you know, this is AI generated, this is a fake voice, this is a fake photograph, this is a fake video, and
the whole thing's fake.
The whole thing is fake.
It's a ripoff.
Yeah, and your relationship is fake. Sometimes
and they don't want to hear that. Oh no, you don't
victim,
understand.
yes.
He loves me. He sent me
Right.
flowers.
He sent me a video saying good morning. He loves me.
Yeah.
You know, or she loves me. I'll show you the video, and then you watch the video, and then you have to.
And how do
change
you
it.
know that's him? Even, I mean, that could be just an actor. It could be his friend.
Yeah.
Or it could be AI.
Yeah. And I think from what it looks like to me is that when people post videos online, sometimes a video, you can actually take that video and you can AI generate that video.
Oh God, I'm not that smart.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know
what's scary
how.
now is there's apps out there that can do that.
There are apps that can do it?
That can take a picture and turn it into a video.
So you don't even have to know anything other than how to work the app.
Correct. I can actually show you a couple of videos that my wife took a still photograph, and she used an AI app, and she made just a normal video into my dog, like running around and jumping around, and my dog did none of those things. And it's scary how, like, you know, you can almost.
Was the dog barking at the set then when the dog
it-
saw that?
Yeah.
Hey, that looks like me.
Yeah, it's I'll have to show you later. It's scary how you can just take a still photograph and turn it into like a clip video for like a couple of seconds. So you can easily just take a video, and all of a sudden, like, your mouth is and it looks real, that you're saying, you know, good morning, have a good day.
And my mind it doesn't go normally where a criminal's would, but I'm now thinking with something like that, kidnappers could kidnap a kid right out of a daycare or a babysitter, you know, using that, and could take a kid.
It's scary.
I mean, it's horrible. What protection do we have?
Well, I think a few years ago, you and I were having this conversation about how AI was coming, and it's going to be scary.
But I never thought it was going to be like this. I thought AI was just going to be write my school composition for me.
But unfortunately,
you know, on Chat GPT or something.
That's just the new thing now.
Good God.
Using these kind of AI apps and things like that. And for these cases that we've investigated, these fraud cases, it looks like a lot of times, you know, when they're going to say it's a female going to scam a male, and they're going to, you know, fall in love, you know, fake relationship.
Right.
What they do is they find a person that posts a lot, that's from another part of the country, and they steal pictures and videos and things like that from this person's Instagram or Facebook, and then they can just take those pictures and pretend that they're that person. Because what's the chances of this person that's in love with this person finding out that that's really a different person, and then have a different Facebook page? Because all you do is just create a Facebook name and then just take pictures from somebody else's Facebook. They call it catfishing and things like that.
God, I'm not that smart.
That's how they do it. And now with AI, you can take a photograph, and like I said, you could turn it into a little clip video of that person talking.
So, you know, I now can't blame people. I talked to a man this morning who said, I'm a dinosaur. I don't do computers. I don't want to do computers. I don't want to do social media. He was an older man. He was probably in his 80s. But he said, you know, I'm smart enough to know that I can learn how to do these things. I don't want to, because there's too much trouble out there.
Yeah, I've never.
And you can be 25 years old and get in trouble, or 45 years old, and people can get scammed much easier now than when you and I first started talking.
100%.
Years ago.
Years ago when we started doing this, again, the scams
Yeah, years
always
ago it was don't buy, you know, songs, don't buy those cards.
I did gift cards, a Western Union or MoneyGram.
Yeah.
And it's gotten so much more sophisticated. I just recently, in one of the cases that I was investigating, a fraud case, and, you know, sometimes when people talk about how, you know, somebody, you know, they're like, I didn't really get scammed, but I accidentally gave my social security number, and I gave my date of birth out, and I gave some of my personal information, my address and phone number. I gave that information out, but, you know, that's all I was able to give, and that's kind of all that happened. Well, I'm kind of in this case that I was investigating. What happens is, a lot of times, is that information that you thought that, okay, well, I gave it out, but I think everything's okay. But I always tell you, hey, try to get yourself some LifeLock or something to that effect, or, you know, get yourself TransUnion or something like that to keep an eye on your personal information. And the reason I say that is because they'll take that information, and what they might do is there's these banks that are They call them like branchless banks. There's banks online where you can get your debit card and it's branchless. So it's an online bank. They might have kiosks where you can withdraw money.
Now, what are you calling it? Branches bank?
Branchless.
Branchless, without a branch.
There's no branches,
Okay.
but it's an online bank. You can get your debit card, and what you do is you apply for it online, right? You apply to this
And this
bank.
is a for real thing?
These are
or a
real banks.
scam?
There's
Okay.
multiple. There's different types of banks. So sometimes you see like a bank, you're like, I never heard of that bank before.
Right.
You ever seen that where where you never heard of a
I
bank?
just saw that today, a new name on a bank in Westerly that I'd never heard of before.
Well, sometimes there's branchless banks that you've never heard of that, same thing though. It is a bank. It's a real bank, but
how can people tell what's real and what isn't?
yes, but so what happens though when your personal information gets stolen? Say I was able to get your address, phone number, social security number, date of birth, right?
Right.
And then I decide to go to this online to this branchless bank. I put all the information in because I have all your information. Then I can now open up an account with your name on it. You just don't know it, right? And what happens is the scammers, unfortunately, what they do.
I don't feel so well.
Right.
I mean, this stuff you're telling me, my God.
But all they're doing is using you as a money mule, and you just don't know it.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
Yeah, I know what a mule is. Yeah.
So basically, they're taking your account that you have no idea that's there.
Yeah.
And they're having scammers that are scamming money from people put it into this bank account.
Right.
Okay. That
But
bank
it's got my information on
correct. You just don't know about it.
But
right?
but when it finally breaks open, I get in trouble for all this. Is
A lot
been
of times though,
shoveled
they don't
through.
really. What they do is use for is just to shuffle money in, to shuffle money out.
So they're not taking my money.
They're
They're
not- 'cause you
taking
don't-
other
people's
people's money, shuffling it through my information.
And then you're now transferring that money out to like other accounts, right? A lot of times this money ends up a lot of times in some type of a cryptocurrency.
And branchless banks are allowed to do this. I mean, they're on the level,
Well,
but they're
I mean-
allowed to open and do that. It would seem to me that's just a breeding ground for this stuff.
Well, unfortunately, it can be. If somebody gets their information stolen. So what happens is usually like one of our banks here in town, one of our local banks here in town would kind of after you make a report with your bank, hey, there was funds that were stolen or fraudulently wired into this account that's a branchless bank. Usually pretty quickly our local bank here will send out a freeze hold letter to this branchless bank, and they'll shut that account down. But sometimes these people don't realize it's fake for a day or so, 24 hours.
And that's just enough time.
That's just sometimes
isn't
that's
it?
just enough time for money to come in and then money to go out. And again, with crypto or that kind of currency, you can't just, it's hard to sometimes, it's easier to track money if it goes into this account and then it's moved to another bank and then moved to another bank. And sometimes you can determine who took it out. But if your account information was stolen and somebody opened up an account, they can withdraw it, you wouldn't know. But a lot of times money's going to go overseas. So when the way to get the money out of this country, it's hard to just take money and put $10,000.
When stuff goes overseas, it's very hard then to go after
Right.
them.
You can't just take $15,000 and take it out of the country. You just can't do that.
Right.
So, and you can't just send $15,000 of
Yeah.
U.S. currency out of the country. So the way to do that is you turn it into crypto. Take the crypto. It's a multi-country trading currency. And then you turn it into crypto. Put it out on the blockchain. Goes from the blockchain into somebody's wallet, which we've talked about before. And then you can be in another country.
Do you find yourself, and when I say you, I'm talking about actually every member of your department, constantly having to get continuing education almost by the day of what's out there and how it works and how it goes? And
I am continuously learning because
I mean, you went to the academy. Maybe they teach this now in the academy, but back when you went, you were learning how to shoot a gun, how to run certain normal crimes, not this stuff.
Yeah, even now though, it's sometimes just breezed over because it's changing so fast. It's almost one of those things where you're going to learn it more at your department. So even myself, when I am given a case and I'm able to determine how that fraud happened and I'll listen. I watch videos. I try to continuously educate myself.
Yeah.
And then I'll I'll have other officers that will call me and say, hey, you know, I got this, you know, because officers, most patrol officers usually will take the initial report, right? And then it gets forwarded to detectives, and then we'll investigate it, because sometimes it's, you know, I was chasing a case out in Illinois, out in Washington State. You just chase these cases out to other states, other countries, things like that. Get subpoenas from other banks. But I always try to like talk to that officer that took the initial report and kind of give them a heads up about the case. And I also have younger officers that will call me and be like, hey, this is what I got. What do you think? You know, how is this happening? Like, where, like, because they're also inquisitive. So, you know, I try to educate myself so I can educate the younger officers. And then they also have an idea eventually of kind of how the scam goes, because
it just seems never ending to me.
It isn't.
Completely, I mean, never ending.
We're always trying to, you know, like at least try to get ahead of it. It's hard to get ahead of it, but at least try to understand it.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't get ahead of what you don't understand. You got to understand it first.
Right. And then it's one of those things where sometimes when you're telling me your story or of how you got scammed, I'm listening to it, but I already know, because I've already kind of educated myself, or kind of got myself a little educated in how again, they're not always exactly the same, but when they start telling you, okay, it fits in this category, where they just stole your personal information because they're probably going to open up accounts in your name, or, you know, you were tricked with a fake email that you thought you were emailing a certain person and you were sending money to this certain person through a wire, and you decided that you sent the money, and then a day later, the company that you supposed to send the money to calls you and says, hey, you never sent me that money. And they said, yes, I did. I sent it yesterday. And then you look back through your emails and you realize that somewhere along the way, the scammer intercepted the emails and you sent the money to the wrong place.
All right. So bottom line, because we've got a little under 10 minutes.
Okay.
Bottom line, people are watching us.
Yeah.
And they're listening to this horror, and it is horror. And they're saying, what can we do? I'm just a poor little schmuck who lives in Westerly or lives in Des Plaines, Illinois. What can we do? What is our best protection against this? Nothing's 100%.
Nothing's 100%,
sure.
but you have to be vigilant and you have to ask questions. And
all right, so define vigilant. I mean, I know what the word means.
But you have to.
What can the average person do who wants to live their life and not be taken?
Yeah. You know, be cautious when you're emailing people. Make sure you're sending it to the right person, because unfortunately, especially if it comes to
probably shouldn't even send money, you know, other than the old, maybe the old Western Union way.
The one thing with because wires are always big money, right? Wires, when you send a wire, that's usually big money.
Right.
What you need to do, and this is what I tell everybody that gets themselves caught up in sending a wire to the wrong place, call the person you're sending the wire to. Talk to them verbally and say, okay, I'm sending this $200,000 wire right now.
Yipe. People do that? That much?
What happens if you're buying a house?
And you would send money over the, oh my God.
That's how transfers happen a lot.
Oh,
through a wire.
Wow. Okay.
Or whatever.
I guess I'm very naive about this stuff.
I always tell people, when you're going to do a wire, whether it's $5,000, $250,000, call Rona Mann. Hey, Rona, you know, I'm at my bank right now. We're going to wire this to you right now. Let me know when you got this back money in your account. Okay, click. All right, 10 minutes went by. Hey, did you get that wire? No, it never came. What do you mean it never came? I sent it 5 minutes ago, and wires are instant. Like, you should have gotten it.
Yeah.
You're definitely like, and then also before you even send it, hey, this is definitely the account you want it in, right? 40440112555. That's your account, right? That's where I'm going to send it. Okay, I'm going to send it right now. If you double check everything before you just send a wire, then you shouldn't have an issue, because the person that's scamming you isn't going to expect you to call for the wire, especially if you know the person. And that's what happens, unfortunately, sometimes, is even though they might know the person, you know, and one of them they you know, I had where they changed, you know, they'd been paying this person, you know, in this, I guess, from what I gathered, you know, it'd been going to a certain bank, this payment, you know, whenever they use this company, they go to this, all of a sudden this company sends them an email and says, hey, we're changing where we want the billing, the money to go to. Okay, and then like instead of calling on the phone and saying, hey, we've done business a bunch of times. I just want to, I know you sent me the email, but so I just want to make sure, double check. Hey, you definitely want us to go here now, right?
Right.
If you call and verify, it's at least another way.
What if, forget the sending the money part, just the everyday scams? What can the person do? I know you said be vigilant.
Yeah.
But be vigilant how?
Yeah.
Let's not talk about
all right.
sending
Okay,
huge money.
If somebody says to you that you're going to shut your lights off, but you have to go get gift cards.
Right.
Anytime the word gift card comes up, it's a scam. Anytime this, like, I've never heard of anybody having to pay a bill with gift cards.
Me either.
I've never heard of anybody saying, hey, to pay this bill, I need you to go down to the local crypto ATM machine and put, $5,000, $20,000, $30,000 into this cryptocurrency machine and open up a crypto wallet. I've never heard of that. Have you?
No.
Right.
Never.
So when somebody says to you, I need you to pay this with crypto, I need you to pay this bill with credit cards. But one thing you have to be careful of, we have dealt with this, is it's become a thing where they're able to spoof numbers. So you might have gotten a call from your bank before, or a text message from your bank that says, hey, did you do a transaction at this place? If no, click no. Like, don't do any of that, like through a text message, because there's been now some of these scammers have learned to actually find the number that has texted you to ask you that question, and now they're going to say to you, hey, there's a fraudulent.
Do you know though the dentist's office is doing that now, and the doctor's saying your appointment is such and such. If you can come, text yes or text no. They're doing that. Maybe they should be told to knock it off, because that could be spoofed.
Yeah, I actually usually, because I have my, where I go, they do the same thing. I actually usually call them and say, hey, I don't really like doing that. I was going to confirm that I am going to be showing up.
I'm glad you said that, because my dentist's office does that all the time, and I never thought anything of it. And I'm coming. No, I can't. That kind of thing. I'm glad you told me that.
Yeah, you just, I prefer not to do any of that stuff. Anytime my bank sends me a text message that says, if this is a fraudulent transaction, hit 1, through this text thing. I don't do any of that.
Good.
Because I know usually what I've spent, and then I'll go look on my account. Before I do anything, I'll go look in my account and see if there actually was a fraudulent transaction. You can't panic right away.
And probably in most cases there wasn't.
Yes. And if you use a local bank in town, go to that local bank in town. Don't Google a bank phone number. If a pop-up comes up on your computer and it says you have some type of a special virus, you need to call this number. Don't call this number.
Yeah, I get that a lot, but a friend, I don't so much anymore, because a friend who's in that business told me exactly what to do. I mean, and the first thing they make that god-awful noise, and then it says, don't turn off your computer. He said, turn your computer right off.
Yeah.
Turn it back on in 30 seconds, you're fine. And he's been right every time.
Yeah. Don't ever give anybody access remotely to your home computer.
But boy, the first time it happened, I was scared, because I thought, I've been hacked. This happened.
Yeah.
This was about 3 years ago.
Panic sets in.
And
you can see how you panic, and then you can see how somebody will get frightened. And next thing you know, you call this phone number. The person's on the phone and says there's a tech support. And then they say, hey, I need you to go to this website and hit yes. And you're going to let me browse your computer.
You know what? It's time, unfortunately.
Wow.
You will be back here, and Brigitte pointed it out. Our next visit will be on April Fool's Day. So if you want to do scams then. But the first Wednesday in April, or are you going to be in Florida?
No, I won't be going to Florida till probably the middle of April.
Okay, we'll let you go then.
Yeah.
Detective Mills, thank you. And thank the chief, and thank all of the members of your force. They did a wonderful job. They continue to do a wonderful job.
They do.
They really do. You should be very proud to be part of this force. I'm sure you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
So next week, everybody, as of right now, we are going to have members of the cast and the director of the opening show at the Granite, which is called, and this sounds like something the cops should be after, the best little whorehouse in Texas. So they will be with us next week. We'll have some other people as well. I'm Rona Mann. This has been Man About Town. A big thank you to producer Ben Barber. A big thank you to my good friend Bruce at Dunn's Corners for sponsoring this show, Valenti Subaru, and be safe. Take chances, but not on the road, and let people go. If you're on side roads that's just one lane, be very vigilant about that. When you come to a stop sign and you can't see over the snow that's piled, open the window, look out. Don't just go because you don't know. We will see you next week. Be well.